See if Yihan can get ahead, find windows here for OMG, and not try to get shut out like game number 1 here as we go into number 2 against OMG in V5. The thing is, we're not even getting OMG in V5 chance. Just out the window into LGD here in Chengdu.
Mute their mics.
Somebody's listening.
Oh my
to be fair, that
God.
was actually the V5 chance, so they're reckless.
Yeah, they
absolutely reckless
Yeah.
here today.
You know, OMG, consistently known as the bad boys, but
Ooh.
they have put 2 wards on their camp. So the Raptor camp, we've had a discussion on how effective that is, but what do you want to say?
Curse has electrocute.
That's true.
Sorry, are you talking about wards? But I'm just, man, there's electrocute cannon in the top lane for Curse.
Get
So
in his face.
break this down a little further, Raz, because
Well-
you got a lane swap again from V5.
Look, I'm going to talk about what is the far more effective one, which is the wards first.
Okay, go.
Because, yeah, you decided you're going to throw that in my face. But Rek'Sai starting bot side. There are 2 camps that he can go to. It's either Krugs or Raptors. Now, Raptors is the one that a lot of people will just be happy with that ward because if you don't take Raptors, then you have 2 chances. You can either go towards Krugs, or you can take the long way around to the Wolf camp and just decide to not take that Raptor and avoid the ward. Victory 5 have put him in a position where you can't avoid the ward. They have literally warded both of your red side camps. You're going to show on one of them or have 0 experience. So I think that's a lot. It's very intelligent. The risk is that you take 1 ward out of your support on the bomb side of the map, so you can't like ward the bush itself. But they're getting shoved in anyway, so they didn't necessarily need it. But to your point, electrocute.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's a melee champion up top lane, and he's gonna still, like, if he's ever in the just a skirmish that electrocutes being utilized by Windy, he wants to at least respond with it. He does need to be able to use E to be able to get into the thick of things.
But going into Mole, very different story, Raz, because
it's the Rise!
Yeah, remember, we can't look at... They haven't changed it yet.
I don't think he's ever gonna use it versus Rise.
Okay.
Rise is a much better matchup, so.
Sure.
It's a good idea that Rise is actually going top lane, and it makes the electrocute farm less effective.
This is so sneaky, though, because Ben4's been spotted out going into the blue side jungle. They have a track on Yihan, but they lost sight of him. Mole now coming down as well.
Oh my God, he's surrounded.
Yihan thought he had the upper hand. He'll walk on in, but he's slow to the blue buff, so achieves nothing from the play, while Ben4, even spotted out, still gets the advantage.
That just says a lot about the discipline of the Rise.
That's early.
Of being able to support and follow his jungler for that one. Because a lot of the times they will either kind of hover over, but then come back into the lane so they can either continue on the harass or like consistently shove in the wave. Yep. Because he didn't do that, the wave's going to be a little bit more in favor of Curse. But he sacrificed a little bit to be able to go in and help. Icon.
There might be an opportunity for Yihan to come in. Remember, Olaf's nearby. Flash burnt out. Ben4's there. Icon with the Valkyrie kept in hand, so Ben4 won't be able to get much more.
Yeah, Windy does need to go back to base, though, not having much mana to his name. Any, for that matter. But good timing on Yihan. Legitimately had to flash away from that one. So Windy now, who was going all in based off that trade, he's going to have to think twice. Rek'Sai will have his flash timer on him.
Teleport available for both mid laners here. Icon hasn't burnt his just yet, but it'll be to the turret while Windy able to get the shove out on lane before he returns. V5 bottom side priority now. So this is going to be a double scuttle crab for Ben4.
Oh my God, take a look at Icon's inventory. So these are very easy to resell. Just both the Rejuve bead and the Fairy Charm actually are very efficient if we're just talking about resale value. He has gone so far on towards like regen, keep in lane, don't get poked out, and be able to get your, procs and extra bit of gold off of the, what is it called again? Always really struggle with the Cull. There we go. So he able to get through the lane pretty easily. So that's been his goal. Get through the lane no matter what, especially after he was nearly killed in that skirmish.
Means that he should have a little bit of extra sustainability in this trade, but Windy going back, he's picked up Doran's Ring, Dark Steel, so there's a difference here that Windy's going to be more effective in this 1v1 matchup.
Exactly. So always comes down to literally the gold efficiency that Icon's trying to aim just to be able to keep in lane for as long as possible. But now that he doesn't have teleport, remember, it comes down to if he takes that bad trade.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened as of yet. Of course, didn't have much time since coming back to the lane itself. But if he gets ganked, things turn out really poorly. Then you saw what is Windy has far more effective team skirmishing, and it might turn a dime on Icon.
He's in a good position as well in this lane because Max has started to make the roam. Ben4's nearby and Yeehan just coming back from his bottom side while Hudie making the same roam. So we're about to see an all-in the mid lane that's slowed down. Ignite down. Actually, we're continuing it on forward. Windy's picked himself up a couple of rockets in his back pocket while Ben4 walks on forward. Hudie with a good black shield, but nothing really comes of it. Well, Hudie's still mid lane.
Smart from OMG to take a second thought and back up a little because Max came in recognizing he can allow Windy to take that trade. Windy didn't have flash. That was crucial. If he goes in for a fight just like last time, you know, OMG's thinking, oh, great, let's take that fight. We get a free kill.
Yep.
But the Tom Kent was there, Ben4 was there. They were aware of that and suspecting of the jungler being there alongside Tom Kent. Didn't take that bait.
Cool to see the engage come through though as V5 start up the Dragon, but still taking aggro. Y4 coming up because bottom lane priority goes to V5. They've now got river control as well, but a ward down means OMG still looking to contest.
I always despise taking Ocean Dragon early because while it is overpowered 6 minutes into the game and it makes your lane so strong, if the enemy team is contesting, you're getting slowed by that thing pretty consistently.
And it's hitting fast. Yeehan going over the wall though. Choice. I guess it was the wrong one as V5 get the Dragon anyway.
They held off on bursting it. Tricked Yeehan thinking, I can come in now as they're... Oh, no.
Burns the flash immediately.
I thought they were going to try and look for the fight on that one, but they didn't even want to entertain that thought. Icon didn't have any mana to his name, so he was in a pretty bad position.
Doesn't want to be caught out by the Olaf here because the Olaf is so far ahead right now. 15 CS with the longsword. And Ben4 being in such a good position can now visit the bottom lane, look to pressure further. Y4 and Max getting closer to that level 6 lockdown.
Olaf has so much to work off of too. Not only just be still the experience lead that you're referencing to, but look at his blue side jungle completely up. Top side as well, but he's going to get this gank off first.
Now they want to burst the spell shields first. Hudie puts out the black shield. The Ragnarok comes on down, or rather the smackdown as Hudie almost receives one from Y4. Good piercing arrow out from the bottom lane. Ben4 set packing as well.
Yeah, but you couldn't just pierce through the black shield. And that gank costed Olaf a little bit there. Good job on Yeehan to be able to have that red buff timing, be able to at least even up a little bit. Maybe he goes for the Krugs, please do. They're just waiting on his E cooldown, I'm assuming.
Yep.
No, it's up. It's up. No, maybe he's trying to go for the dive.
Oh, he sees the roam coming through, though. So maybe waiting for that instead. Icon has package, so a lot more flexibility across the map for OMG as they're going to find Windy into this top side now. Puts himself out with the ultimate from Xayah himself, but Windy caught out in a bad position, and that's what they were waiting for from OMG.
Such a smart position from Yeehan, because trying to figure out what he was trying to do. The safe play is go for Krugs. He saw that wave starting to crash up top lane, but take a look at this.
Spell shield's a little bit late. Chains of Corruption lands, and Y4 just takes him out. Too easy here for the AD carry. Hudie late to the party.
Playing with vision. Didn't see what was happening in that bush, and certainly didn't see him out around the corner. Y4 and Max getting a real rapport together.
Yeah.
Whenever Y4 is playing with PYL back in the LGD days, I was like, this lane is starting out real good.
Yeah.
Y4's laning phase has been a real solid, identity for him. It's only getting stronger, as you can see in this game.
Doing exactly what we expected to in this lane. A lot of poke coming through, and now with a kill, heightens even more. Yeehan on the other side, top side now, the roam for OMG in fruition as there's going to be the Prey Seeker locking on down with the ulti curse. Doesn't go near turret, but locks him down before he can get in the Realm Warp. Mold taken down, Y4 TP's top. The lane swap now on the menu.
Yeah, almost tried to help him out. Of course, the Kennen ultimate's going to be able to snare, stun that is, the Rise so he can get out of that situation. That was the initial play Yeehan wanted to go for. Find a second chance on that one. It's just so easy to be able to get that kill. That's the issue that Rise has in those situations.
Done a very good job of being active. Yeehan's still so far behind in CS, but with these assists added into it, with now getting his lanes ahead, OMG have windows to work through. Even Kane and Hudie able to push this lane back as we see the turret rush top versus bot. V5 trying to get the maximum out of the jungle too.
Yeah, this was a situation and position that Victory 5 put themselves in. Now, putting yourself on the top side of the map at 10 or 11 minutes is standard.
Yep.
He did it really early on before a bot side push, so it's pretty unnatural now. I don't even think they're going to have... I know our Observer's not looking at the turret HP, but right now Y4 has a long way to go while the bottom side of the map has been at it for a while now.
Might be about Curse holding this turret, goes into stasis. Max still wants to make the dive with Y4, but in the bottom lane, same for same, it seems, with Mole into Xayah. Hudie under turret. Oh, mistake from OMG. Even the flash there from Kane on the hunt. Stolen by Windy. He chains on. He locks him down as well. Yeehan going to get the support from Icon coming in, but flash there from Windy. Now for Yeehan, locked on down. Mole finds another. This Rise is punishing OMG as Icon's been caught on as well. Waits for the Valkyrie. He will escape, but V5 just fighting back massively.
Windy and Mole just smacked them. Crazy to be able to see that happen from the Victory 5 team, and it's only getting better from here.
It is, with Rift Herald on the mid lane. V5 turret plating, thank you onto the Olaf, they say. As Windy and Mole find another target. Icon this time's been caught out. Windy and Mole again, Raz.
Got yourself Batman and Robin right here in the LPL.
Oh, yeah.
They're not leaving each other. The resources are flying at them. Who the hell cares about minion waves? Give Y4 the whole damn turret plating.
He's been here for 4 minutes.
Oh my god, he's been reaping a war. It's like having all that money and you're just, what is it, the most riskiest investment you could possibly have. Come back and it's just paying itself off. Right now he is banking up in the top side of the map while Windy and Mole have just been a dynamic duo with people just throwing themselves at him.
Yeah, Curse now comes to the bottom lane expecting the party to continue, but OMG started here with Hudie underneath the turret.
Wow. That happened instantly.
Yeah.
They tried to set up for the dive and he blew the wave away and snared the Morgana before she had a way to get up out of there. And of course, Windy comes through with a great teleport. Even better to be able to lock right back on towards Yeehan there too. So I don't think they're respecting the Rise damage.
They're thinking it's 9.12 Rise, wouldn't get stuck in place, just an ultimate slowdown.
I'm going to say this. There have been a few times in the LPL where we have been a patch behind.
Yep.
A lot of times, going to be honest. And whenever there's a huge change on a champion, that really messes with people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about resistances on Sejuani, and people like, I didn't think she was that tanky.
Yep.
Or in this instance, the immediate turn back when all these players, by the way, they play in the Korean server. They don't even have to because recently the Chinese server is updated too. So Rise has not been on the menu unless if you're playing competitive.
I remember seeing the Ardent sensor patch and LPL still being on it while the rest of the world transitioned away. A lot of question marks there, but we're back into the live swing of things while V5 still pushing that limit and still looking consistent across the board.
And even with all that being said, for all you YouTube viewers or people who've clipped that situation, the jungler was taking a hell of a long time. Yep. I didn't even like that situation.
Oh,
here we
go. Can't avoid this one. Mole back into the Realm Warp, but Void that lands himself out with the Void Rush. Yeehan follows it at the right time, right place. Windy now jumps in once again, has the shackles to lock on down, finds Icon, will eventually walk away. Good trade-off by Windy, but in the end, OMG getting a small trade themselves.
Even better ultimate there from Rek'Sai to follow that Realm Warp.
Yeah.
Plays never stop happening. Curse,
Ragnarok
save
in the
yourself.
mid lane. Curse is going to ult, but it's not going to stop the Olaf as Max wants to follow it up. Flash burnt out of the cannon, and Kane even tries to join. Oh, hello, Max. That's a flash on the hut pop. 1, 2. Get another lick. Get an undertow. That's going to be blocked away as well. Third strikes the charm, but V5 really wanted that kill.
Can he stop yelling?
Ben4 has been doing it a lot. It was Yeehan who smacked it down last game, so taunt battle continues here in the LPL.
So many pick opportunities now. What that means is at least Kane got himself out of there. But a lot of people expended their flash to make the play happen. For Victory 5, Ben4 and Max not having flash, they were already primary targets from OMG to get picks.
Yep.
They weren't going to get a pick on Y4 as long as Max was in the area. Now it makes it easier to get the kill on Max knowing that he can't get away with his flash.
At this point as well, remember that if you burn a couple of flashes for that play, you go, well, look at what V5's already achieved. And that was Y4, who's just kept knocking away on the top lane turret.
1,000 gold!
That's all he did. Had his time in the sun in that top lane.
That right there is the biggest check on the Rift.
Yes.
So, there we go.
It's a pay rise.
That was basically the BF sword that he got.
Yeah.
That's what he got.
I mean, it's almost 2-item Varas. What more do you want here from Y4? And for V5, every element under control once again. That's a comparison to the first game because you look at OMG's windows and they're once again falling short.
Yeah, just to make it clear for people right now, OMG are just so far behind at this stage in the game. And while that play on top of Rise's head, they get back into the game based off of making picks. But the same situation stands.
Yep.
Turrets are up across the board for Victory 5. And then every time they look for a play, they don't chip down on turrets. So you're in a situation right now, if you're OMG, you need to make a significant damage where there isn't Victory 5 able to just go up there and defend a turret. Here we go, though.
So they're looking for one of those picks once again. Windy's going to get caught out. Void Rush taken, but destroyed before long. Icon gets a big shutdown, but for V5, this just means the trigger gets pulled elsewhere.
No minion wave, so you might want to get out of there, Ben 4.
Eaten up by Max, slowed down just a little bit.
At least OMG is starting to claw back.
Yeah.
Picking the top lane, and of course, the Sivir consistently clearing through mid. So really, you need to find that one play, and I think this is going to be it.
On to Curse once again. Ragnarok going to get popped very early by Ben 4. He wants blood, but so do OMG in the mid lane. Chains of Corruption negated by the Black Shield. OMG still getting these small windows, but Y4 just hits them with one piercing arrow, and that's it.
That was an empowered one, of course.
Yep.
Have to use W for that one, which has a long cooldown, but that still does a lot. That's a stat check if I've ever seen one.
I'd like to see how much more it does when this BF sword turns
We're going to get
into
their
the
first
second
tower.
item. OMG. You're right, Raz. Here we go. But
we're getting back.
Still a 3k gold lead for V5, but it's good to see OMG making plays and being more proactive.
It is sad every single time it comes to OMG, they have to be able to claw themselves back rather than consistently have the leads. But there we go. Victory 5 group up, and they're able to take this one.
Mid turret open. Every outer turret now down. Only one inner remaining in the mid lane, or rather two in the top lane as well.
And it happens so quickly, too. Take a look at what OMG have to deal with. So many of their turrets are down. For any new team, it becomes harder for them once those turrets are down, and there's no other objective to pick up. Naturally, Victory 5 are going to look at this and say, well, I guess we're just going to go to the next Ocean Dragon. That's going to be double Ocean. That's going to be great for us.
Yep.
But Baron doesn't spawn until 3 minutes from now. So really, OMG is just accruing as much farm as humanly possible, because it's not like they're going up against Invictus Gaming that are going to like consistently look for inner turret picks and dives and all that. They're unrelenting.
At this point as well for V5, you're looking at, right, when do we get our second item, power spikes? How does that affect OMG? Still in a lot of elements of control, while OMG themselves waiting for that Corki Infinity Edge, waiting for the cannon to get what looks to be a Zhonya's Hourglass, so that Curse can start the fights and Icon can start pumping away and getting some advantages on the board.
There's so much gold. I'm talking about Varus, that he's going straight towards the Infinity Edge here. For the Varus, we have still been seeing the Guinsoo's Rage Blade being picked up, and of course when it's not been the case, then we've been seeing more Phantom Dancer, but still the attack speed is so highly valued. But in this case, he's cashing. Guys went to the bank and said, why not pick one of the most expensive items out there?
Yeah.
Like, now he's going to be able to have that, and can go towards the attack speed a little later on. So this does help out just a little bit, because it's that raw 80 damage that you have, the piercing arrows that have been coming through. You saw the last one that was able to just burst through the pretty squishy lineup that OMG have to offer. Only going to get worse.
No armor on the side of OMG. Just scanning across right now, seeing what stat I can find, but no straight armor to negate this, i.e. doing any less.
They should not pick up armor when you're able to get out of that one with a flash.
Also true. Because
if you're going up against Victory 5, you're dealing with a Rise, a Sylas. Like, that alone should be able to say Magic Resist, Hex Drinker up there, maybe even 2 Hex Drinkers. Surprised that Icon hasn't picked that one up, but he's been able to get through laning phase scot-free.
Yep.
But we're just talking about the damage that can come through from the Victory 5 lineup. Yeah, Y4 is going to be getting unrelenting damage, because no one should be really focused on the damage he's coming off with.
Very true. In the next fight, we'll see that Infinity Edge, which has just been picked up in action. But further to your point about the AP damage coming through, the Morellonomicon almost done for the Rise in the mid lane. While for V5, hitting those item breakpoints.
He's got Seraphs.
That's fine.
He's got a stack.
Yeah, he does.
That's why he should never leave this lane. Same problem that happened in Game 1 for OMG is only getting amplified here.
Curse gets a shove up. You can see that Yehan just wanted something out of this lane, but at this point, with the Seraphs you mentioned done, I think Molt takes this handedly.
Yeah, don't stay down here. You know, if you look towards the clock, it's like as if, you know, Cinderella decide to stay until like 1 a.m. Like, just a little bit longer, and then realize that, yeah, she's looking pretty bad. Because right now, OMG need to get some vision towards Baron buff.
Yeah.
That's going to be my major focus if I'm Victory 5. Mole, all he needs to do is push wave and then lean top. He recognizes that, but someone forgot to give that memo to OMG.
They've been here for so long. Yehan just going to back away. He fell behind in the jungle long ago.
Oh, he just gave the walk around.
He did. They backed away.
Oh
Curse
my
coming
God.
back. Mole gets everything.
He's just the smartest man on the planet. Does he have a second monitor up there? Is he checking the stream?
He was looking at ProView.
That's not even a ProView thing, man. He's just He's pulling the wound.
Oh, he's going to take the 1v1. Curse doesn't like this at all.
God.
Into the slicing Maelstrom, but flashed away. Mole's like, hey, Realm Warp, I'm coming. Wait for me.
So fast.
Curse only just survives. I think Icon could die here as well, but let's go into a 1v1. Mole now taking a bit of damage. We're not going to get the IE yet, but Icon has enough to sustain.
Oh my God.
Seraph helps him survive. Icon has a big one. Sends it out to Mole. The rise hits back harder. Now Valkyrie away. I told you, you don't want to deal with Mole while V5 are doing the Baron.
Yeah, they were going to do the Baron no matter what. I'm just shocked that OMG weren't able to get anything off of this one. Here comes Hudie and Kane. They're coming in.
Two members down the bottom lane. Both the TPs out of this fight. They heal up, but V5 already get Hudie. Look at where Mole is. He comes back in. Now ready to go on Yeehan. Locks down the jungler. Here we go. What? Spreads like a disease again. The rise, it got nerfed for a reason. And Mole's about to show us. He wants into the 1v3. Finally dies, but at the cost of Baron. OMG won't be happy at that.
This Rise was the most stacked man on the planet for the last minute. That minute and a half, don't cut a dang thing. If you were a highlight maker for this game in particular, you're just running that one non-stop.
Yep.
Bottom side pulled in 2 people. It was like he was running his own gauntlet, right? Who was going to be coming up next? Come out with your boxing gloves. Hell, you can have it bare-fisted and I'll take you down. And then this happens where he's able to buy so much time. Take a look at this nonsense that came through. Teleports over. Of course, Yeehan takes the challenge. I don't even know if he saw him. He didn't.
He just kept walking out.
He's like, get me out of here. Of course he's going to follow you. And at the end of the day, that's still 3 people coming to fight him at the same time. A handicap match. He ends up dying, but for a greater cause.
But when you two-shot the jungler like that, you keep walking forward. You don't walk away. So confidence out of the mid lane madman, who once again continues to be this V5 identity that we keep raving about.
Mole is just right now the biggest boss on the planet.
Yeah.
Right now, he's 89% that the Colonel is projecting. If there was no Mole on the field, that's evaporating.
Yep.
It's not true, by the way. I'm just trying to
No, well, I can agree with you on that. That's okay. Max might be caught out here, though, Raz. So far, OMG can they continue this on? Grey Health going to pop here. Chains of Corruption lands on Icon before the Black Shield. Almost spreads to Hudie and Yeehan, but Ben4 chasing this up. Mole back in once again. Takes on the side lane pressure onto Icon. He's like, which way do I go? Has to flash over the wall eventually. And V5 with the Baron buff. This is when the push begins with OMG burning so many summoners.
And it's happening so quickly. 22 minutes in the game. Icon is nowhere near his item break point.
Get out of there.
And he's just getting smacked at the moment.
Windy picks up a bit of a lashing, ready to lock down again. Mole left in the mid lane. 3 people here for him, Raz.
Yeah, come at me.
Yeehan wants to take the rise. He doesn't commit. Curse has the ulti, but no flash. V5 might just end the game from the top side, while Hudie now into Windy. Binding for binding. Chain lash for chain lash. Y4 runs into a Corki. Come at me once again. As V5, they turn again. OMG into Curse. He finds a 3-man ultimate. Max devours. He turns a Grey Health, but not before dying. As Windy now in front of the turret once more. Yeehan doesn't exist, and Mole continues to run forward.
It's something about that Rise skin that allows you to just run up like Faker, man. Look at him.
You don't care. Mole's chasing Yeehan. Eventually, you saw Yeehan got a trade-off, but the 2 biggest members are still alive for V5.
Yeah, they don't care about the wave that he ended up picking up. That's just going to be an easy inhibitor. At this moment in time, Victory 5 are cleaning house in Chengdu.
Smashing OMG. And if you had a thought about OMG being super competitive in this series, being so close, V5 have shut that down before we've even had a chance to look at the 3rd game.
In such a fast fashion as well. Whenever it comes to new teams coming in, and I'm just talking about these new young talent, Windy and Mole and all that, plays like these, this only happened because Rise pulled in 3 people. First of all, that's never advisable.
Yep.
But they couldn't even get the job done. He backed up and away, and he ended up joining them. So the only criticism I can levy is Max, of course, didn't get his shield up in time.
Yep.
Kane comes in for the assassination on Y4. Couldn't get the job done because Windy took him out. Mole wasn't even touched.
There's a triple kill there for Y4 as well. And he had his 3rd item long before, now onto his 4th. At this point, pointless for me to talk about items because the comparison against OMG is not there. And V5 just keep finding picks like Hudie, who's now locked down with the undertow. Black Shield dead and gone. Ben4 picks up the support, and OMG lambs to the slaughter at this point with V5 knocking down the other lanes.
Just take a look at the 80 carry items alone. About to go to Infinity Edge for Kane, and then Y4 is absolutely close to getting his double zeal.
Yep.
At this point, I'm expecting it's going to be a rapid fire cannon, and you just can't touch him at this stage. So he's already alone as like a solo force to deal with.
Interesting if we get there. Windy taking a slice from Maelstrom, that Chain Corruption missing. Window here for OMG. If Icon can get a good package, separate the team, and then we see the cannon ult, that would be optimistic of me. Yeehan needs to find someone on the backside, but right now for OMG, hard to get past someone like Mole.
This is some nonsense that we're seeing. It's like a YouTube boxing fight between, let's say, I don't know, some random man off the street versus
Mike Tyson and the guy who sees a rat.
What?
That's all I can think about. You know the video I'm talking about, do you?
Absolutely. Oh, now I remember.
Yeah, I can't say the word because, you know, it's a swear word. So at this point, like, you're right, boxing match between a very skinny guy and Mike Tyson.
A professional fighter versus Kimbo Slice.
That's a better way.
Stuff like that.
That's a better way to put
Literally anybody that has laced up boots and gloves versus some person off the street that thinks they're, you know, very confident. Yeah.
Reminds me of a Hangover movie, to be honest, when Mike Tyson comes in.
I'm not saying about like anything bad about the OMG players right now, but the just the composition that they have is very much we could hold on into this state, but they were not able to hold on. Unless if, let's say, if there's a miracle team fight that, you know, Curse can pull off with his electrocute cannon, if he can find it, just find somebody in the back line.
Yeah.
But the issue here is that Max has just been with the squad at all times. That they've been grouped up and cannot find that backline damage on the AD carry. So it's just so much difficulty there from OMG, and very well aware of the situation. Victory 5 is denying Curse from ever finding that engage.
And also remember, with Electrocute, you don't have the phase rush where you can reposition. So much lockdown here from V5 that summoner makes it even more difficult for Curse. He's not looking for damage, he's looking for the positioning in the fight. Right now, Windy with his ultimate is looking more successful at finding that engage instead.
I'll give him one shot right now. Icon being able to pick up rapid fire cannon gives him in a very good position at this stage. So just off the farm alone, but
not if they find the engage. Flash burn from Kane, or rather wasn't. He just walked out. That was a flash burn from Windy, excuse me. V5 pulled off the Baron, while you can see Molt down in the side lane, still pushing for that turret.
Yeah, they don't have to go for anything like that. Victory 5 are in a very comfortable position of what's happening on the bottom left side of your screen right now.
Ben4's found Yeehan, the 1v1, jungle v jungle. In comes Max into the backside, brings Y4 with him. Jungle goes down. Ben4 now, and we look at the bottom side, and Mole trying to outplay into Icon. The Realm Warp, he can't flash in time. Icon is a big machine, but you've lost your two topside members on OMG.
At least, they were able to pick up Rise, right? Rise was just a constant threat in the side lane that they needed to be able to lot someone for. But maybe they can look to contest. They're not making that choice, sadly enough. They took too much damage with Yeehan and Curse going down. But it just felt so bad for OMG. Yep. They were losing up the fight on the top side of the map, and Rise was unrelenting down bot side.
So Baron picked up in the end, though. 25-second death timer on Mole. We'll take a look back, because at this point, Mole got the turret and wanted more.
Okay. That stopwatch was actually incredibly good.
And he did take Curse.
He took a lot of time on that one. So that was a well-done job there from Curse to be able to buy as much time as possible.
Yeah. This game becoming more and more about Icon. On to the fourth item now for the Corki.
There we go.
As you presented before, that window there for OMG, delaying the game and getting that gold to a point where it doesn't matter, is going to be advantageous for OMG, but that clock is still such a big factor.
So while it is close to a 10k gold advantage for Victory 5, in the back of your minds, you have to be concerned. You lose one team fight, Kane and Icon have such great range and have such great scaling to their name in the competition. Whenever you talk about scaling in comp, you start to look about range, and that's certainly a range advantage there for both the Sivir and the Corki. So, you know, you have to end it here, my take.
But if they can find Hudie on the back of this, then for V5, still a lot of elements of control. It's not like they're giving up anything anytime soon. Icon in a dangerous position, but still having the Valkyrie means he can push out, he can save the inhibitor turret, because that for OMG is a big fear. The base getting broken even more means that this game is all but a short for V5.
Take a look at the top lane minion wave. No one's being attending to it, but at least there's a large wave starting to pool up there for Victory 5. It'll take some time before it starts crashing on the inhibitor.
Yeehan, however, looking for a flank Raz, and this is another concern. Windy walking away, not able to find anything. They barge into the bottom lane inhibitor that's been open for a while. With the Baron buff minion, OMG going to give this one up.
Yeah, there's so much focus on trying to get something through mid lane. They just completely miss out on what was happening on the bottom side of the map. So trying to speed this one up so they can pick on the mid lane inhibitor tower.
They might have found Icon into the middle. Ben4 gets picked off a little bit, gets low. Icon the same boat though, and Y4 looking for that poke damage to get out. Now with Icon low, he's going to have to back away.
Now that top lane wave is getting closer and closer, larger and larger. If you are OMG, you want to tend to it now before you lose that inhibitor. Windy's going to it.
They clear out the mid lane. Windy's there now. Baron going to push out. Yehan between lanes, clearing off vision. For V5, they're in a good position to run into the base, but now with Icon healed back up, this gets even more dangerous.
Here we go. At least Sivir's putting in a lot of work there. Cleared up that top lane wave.
Can't deal with Mole, though. They need 2 people to contest this mid lane while Mole keeps hammering away. Top lane, remember, they got triple ocean. V5 can disengage and re-engage afterwards.
Yehan feels so confused in this situation.
Onto Icon, the burst comes down. V5 found the miracle fight. Rather, they found the fight they've been waiting for. A double kill over to Y4. He picks up the inhibitor along the way, and Windy has gone walkabout while V5 still have what it takes to end the game. But onto Max, he forced the flash. Bent for a rifle low as well, and Yehan gets it with a Prey Seeker. Snipes him out. Kane tries to do the same thing. Windy over the wall, needs to go. But the Lightning Maelstrom comes in. He needs a good Kingslayer, as if he can find onto Yehan, he heals. He heals up so damn well. But the Void Rush in the end takes his life, as Mole just going to have to walk away as well.
But this is how difficult it is for Victory 5 to just put a seal on it. They can't do it. They got the inhibitor, thankfully. But through all of that skirmishing and fighting, they lost 2 members off the back of it. Just based off of Sivir's and Icon's crit alone, take a look at this, because my god, that was a lot of damage. They were able to take down Corki immediately.
Yep.
But to follow it up, Olaf took a bunch of damage and didn't find a way to be able to get out. Even harder for Max to put himself in a position to save him out. So yeah, both your backline taking a heaps amount of damage and just didn't see the ricochet damage really piling up.
One of the big Raz for
And then
V5.
we don't want to see this, please. No, I don't want. Oh!
He tried.
Yeah, he couldn't go over the wall.
Almost killed Yehan in the process, but a good Void Rush in the end. Will get that kill in response. He even saves his own life. So right now, you mentioned before the ricochet damage coming through. Kane has himself a last whisper. There are so many issues that V5 are running into, and it's getting worse and worse as this clock counts down. Why are we zooming in?
Just piling up the wave.
Fair
it's
enough.
smart.
Yep.
One of those situations that not a lot of teams end up really thinking about is how large your wave can get when it starts getting into that final crash, especially with double super minions coming through from both, from top lane and mid lane, bottom lane, that is. So, starting to pull it up right now. If you see, both the top lane minion wave and bottom lane were grouping up at the same time. But Corki, smart enough, were able to take that top lane minion wave out of the equation. And so all of that hard work Victory 5 put into piling up the wave didn't amount to much. But it's still great to see.
Yes. I was going to say, though, Icon still clears it instantly. So the fear here for V5 is that Icon's still in the fight as he pokes out Max, saves the inhibitor for now. That is a 4-item Corki in the flesh. Oh my
god, help. Y4 got blasted.
Kane walking forward as well. On the hunt's been procced. On the hunt for the side of V5 as well. Windy uses his own. They get the mid lane inhibitor. But now, how do they end this game?
Yeah, they need to do exactly what they were trying to do last time around, but you now have double super minions crashing through. Group them up at the same time and send them rolling, because at this point, yeah, Kane and Icon can protect as long as humanly possible.
Yeah. Remember as well, Windy is level 16 on the side of V5. He's going to get all 5 ultimates the longer this goes.
They should be able to see this. At some point, he'll go through a way. Oh, no. Here we go.
Curse over the wall. No! Fails to flash! Key moment for OMG's top laner wasted as V5 now turn to fight themselves onto Hudie, but OMG aren't low enough just yet. They turn over to Curse. They flash forward and Y4 picks him up. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight in the base gets poked out. Windy on the engage onto Icon. Kane and Icon now trying to burst them out as Yehan is just getting free-fired by Y4. The virus starts sending away the shipment of goods delivered, and OMG sent back to the fountain. V5 get given the game, it feels like, in the end, but ultimately deserve it against OMG, who's still trying to defend. They rely on Icon. Windy now on top of the Corki, tries to negate the damage. He might die himself, but they've given them enough time. They flash forward onto Icon. It is OMG who gets set packing in the end. The Nexus still available though, Raz. We need to see Ben 4 kiting around. He hits once, he hits twice. He's trying to kill the Olaf, but eventually the Undertow does it. Ben 4 seals the deal, and Yehan, his face is in his hands.
You have to feel heartbroken, dog.